Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from, look at how foggy this is. It's crazy town, y'all. And don't worry, I'm not driving today. I have the oldest of the six at the home here, Victoria Collins. Well, that was her hand. The second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Hope you guys are fired up and ready to rock and roll today for a fantastic day. So today I'm going to teach you the secret to grounding yourself when you get cattywompus. Now, for those of you that are joining me today, I'm normally driving, so I don't get a chance to say hello to you. Good morning, Javier. Good morning, Mark, my brother. Good morning, folks. For those of you that I see come up, I'm going to say good morning, Maria. I get a chance. I don't get to do this. See, when I'm driving, I'm not looking at who is tuning in, so I get to say good morning. Good morning, Valerie. I get to say hello. If you've got comments, I can actually respond back to them. This is kind of cool. I might have to, Tori, maybe can I have you be my chauffeur from now on? Okay, when we get cattywompus, first of all, let's talk about what cattywompus means. Zig Ziglar would say, when you feel like you need a checkup from the neck up because you have an advanced case of stinking thinking. This is thinking that gets you in a jacked up place in your life where you're doing things that you don't want to do, or you're feeling ways you don't want to feel, or you're experiencing life. Jennifer, if it's your birthday, happy birthday today, Mrs. G. Good morning, Grace. I get to see all y'all's comments today. This is super cool. I'm going to have to get a chauffeur. That's the way it's just going to have to be. I'm going to have to just do this. Sandra, good morning. When you get cattywompus, it's when you get whacked out in your thinking, when you start thinking things that are not serving you and your purpose, or they're causing you to feel diminished. This is what I really want you to think about when it comes to realizing that cattywompus thinking is anything that causes you to be diminished in your own mind. Anything that causes you to be diminished in your own mind, where you feel less about yourself than God created you to be. Good morning, Michelle. Look, I get to say good morning to all these speaks. Devin, this is the coolest thing in the world, to not be driving and be able to actually read my screen. When you are thinking thoughts about yourself, or feeling down on yourself, or not feeling confident and joyful, that's what I call cattywompus. Good morning, Michelle. Cattywompus ain't good. You need a checkup from the neck up if you have an advanced case of stinking thinking that is not serving you and your purpose and helping you to recognize that you are a brilliant, fabulous, unique, one-of-a-kind human being created by your Creator to express yourself in only the way that you can. Nobody else can express what you were born and created to express than you. So how do you get grounded when your thinking gets cattywompus? I'm going to tell you how I do it, and you're welcome to take my methodology and apply it in your own life, okay? So here's how I do it. For those of you that have had kids that are watching me today, raise your hand. Okay, almost all of you have had kids. So here's the thing about it. Do you remember when your child was taking their first steps? Do any of you, are you fortunate enough to remember that when your kid was taking their first steps? Let me take you back in the theater of your mind. Here you've got this chubby little jelly roll monster with these gigantic fat thighs probably, and they're probably just in a diaper because, you know, they might not be fully dressed, but they're just in their little diaper. And if it was like little Victoria, who I remember very, very well, she had her little, what is that mom used to put in your hair with Papa? Little scrunchy thingies in her hair that was just so super cute. And she was standing there with her little hands and her chubby little arms, and she would fall down over and over and over again, just like each one of us did. Now, at no point in the week leading up to helping Victoria take her first steps, at no point in that season did we ever look at each other, Angela and I, go, seriously, Victoria, you fell again? I mean, really? That's like the 80th time you fell. Angela, walking's just not for Victoria. It's just not gonna, obviously she's failing because she's like fallen 87 times. Good morning, Brother Guido. Good morning, Lisa. I'm not driving today. I get to say good morning to you guys. I feel so honored that you're joining me today. At no point in Victoria's falling over and over and over again did Angela and I say, I guess walking just isn't for her. I'm so disappointed with you. I can't believe you keep falling. This is awful. At no point did we do that. In fact, every time she fell, what do you think we did? What do you think we did, Victoria, every time you fell down? Helped you? We were like, come on, you got it, baby. Come on. Good morning, Sonia. Come on. You got this, Doria. You got it. Come on, let's get up again, baby. Come on. And we would pick her up and we would kiss her, and I would blow big old raspberries on her belly, like that. And I would get her back up and let's go again, baby. Let's go again. Okay, for those of you that have had children, that have helped them take their first few steps, you know what I'm talking about. There is nothing your chubby little tortilla eater could do that would keep you from loving them and seeing good for them and believing and knowing and understanding, because you are so far more advanced in years and wisdom and intelligence. You knew if she just kept doing it, she was going to be walking one day. You held out hope. You knew what was going to happen, and you were excited, and you inspired and motivated her. What am I talking to you about? You're able to, good morning, Adrian, you were able to immediately connect with your immense, unconditional, incredible, and insane love for your child in that moment, even when they were falling and crashing and burning. You guys follow me? When you get stinking thinking, when you think less of yourself, when you feel diminished because of the thoughts you are having, when you feel diminished and you feel less than, and you are not in a mode of celebrating who you were created to be, it's because you need to get grounded. And this is how you get grounded, my friends. You take yourself back to that place where you think about your kids, where you're thinking about your kids. In that moment, you stop and you think about your kids. You think about how much you love your children. You think about how committed you are to their success. You think about how nothing, come hell or high water, would you ever write off that kid. You think about even the teenagers that are being wacky, you still absolutely love them. You will never write them off. You will never leave them. You will never forsake them. You will never blow them off. You will be committed and connected to them forever. Get that in your head. And when you feel that solid love you have for your kid in that caddywompus crazy thinking moment, when you feel the way you feel about your kid, and you know that you would do anything for them, that's when you do what I do. That's when you say this to yourself: and if me, a flawed, crazy, loudmouth, gray-bearded old whack job, loves my kids like that, how much more does my Heavenly Father love me? Right where I am, with what I'm going through, with what I'm experiencing, even though I've fallen again and again and again. He's not holding a lightning bolt ready to throw it at me when I mess up. He is dusting me off, picking me up, shouting from the balconies of heaven, "Come on, Steve, you got it. Let's do it again." This time he picks me up and blows raspberries on my belly and says, "We got this, son. Come on." When I feel diminished, when you feel diminished, ground yourself by thinking about the immense, unconditional, and incredible love you have for your child, and then remind yourself, if an old person like me, as flawed as I am, knows how to love unconditionally my child, how much more am I loved by my Heavenly Father right now? How much greater is that love for me than I have even for my own child? How much greater is that joy that He feels when He sees me getting back up every time that I fall? And you see, friend, when we get cattywampus in our thinking, it's because we forget we are unconditionally loved. We forget that we are immensely valued. We forget that there is one who absolutely adores us right where we are, in the midst of our failings, in the midst of our growth, in the midst of falling down, just like that child taking their first steps. He's never going to say, "You're never going to make it." He's never going to write you off. You get grounded and understand that just as you, as a parent, absolutely adore your kid and would never write him off, how much more will your Heavenly Father do for you? How much more? Jesus said it this way. He said, "Which of you parents, if your child asked you for a piece of bread, would give him a serpent? Or if he asked for food, would hand him a stone? If you then, who are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Heavenly Father do for you? Think about that for a minute. When you get whacked out in your thinking and you feel diminished and you feel less than, there's one simple way to get grounded. Think about your children. Go there in your heart with your children. Think about how much you love them, how much you adore them, how much you care for them, and then remind yourself of this. If me, a flawed guy, feels that way about my babies, how much more does my Heavenly Father feel about me right now? Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Doesn't matter that I messed up again. Doesn't matter that people are judging me. Doesn't matter that we have haters. Don't matter that we don't have enough of this or enough of that. Doesn't matter that we don't have all of those things. What matters is I am absolutely, positively, unequivocally loved unconditionally right where I am. And you wonder why voice of one, W-O-N, because folks, we already run. I read the last chapter. We already won. We already have the victory. I'm not attempting to take you to a place of victory. I'm attempting to reveal to you that you are already victorious. You have already won. And I'm doing my best to peel off the layers that would keep you from truly owning who you were created to be, so that you can let that brilliance and magnificence that's in you shine out for the rest of the world to see. You get weird in your thinking, think about how much you love your kid, and then remind yourself how much more your Heavenly Father loves you than you even love your own kid. Because when you're in a place of knowing you're unconditionally loved, adored, and valued, well, friends, it's pretty hard to be depressed. I hope you guys have a great day.